I gotta say, I'm pretty shocked at this one. Challengers is enthralling and entertaining. So, Challengers is about tennis the same way Rocky is about boxing. So this movie has a lot of twists and turns, and I'll be honest with you, no one in this film is a good person, but they're not exactly bad people completely. It's very complicated, and with that complication comes something that's shockingly, I think potentially, true to life. A lot of people have said it, and it's accurate. This is one of the horniest movies I've ever seen, with three young, attractive leads that are all intertwined. Cry your eyes out, Tom, and trust me, I'm sorry. Each of these three have different distinctive personalities. Tashi, aka Zendaya, easily has the most compelling story arc / character arc / personality. She is a character I can't remember ever seeing before. She's not just great at tennis, but rather a master tactician, not just on the court, but in life. Once considered to be the next big thing of tennis, an injury costs her what was sure to be a lengthy and successful career. When her body fails her, she resigns herself to being the best coach in the world. Art is aka the good guy, but I say that with all the quotation marks. He's the forever number 2 that could never get with a girl. He's good, but not as good as his sort of brother / best friend / rival. A conniving young man who's opportunistic, trying to get with Tasha after her injury. They do end up getting married and having a daughter together, which means, and man, it's weird seeing Zendaya be a mom. Art is the face of a very successful family business, but make no mistake, Tashi is the driving force of their success, the puppet master behind this man slowly breaking. And lastly, we have Patrick, the jerk who kinda got the raw end of the deal, but I'll be honest, I don't feel sorry for him. In his case, sleeping in your car is a choice, except that you'll never be a tennis legend and go be a private tennis coach to some billionaire's rich kid. That said, Patrick might be a no-name, nobody, but he definitely has Art's number, as Art, even with all of his success, has never beaten him on the court, just at, taking his girlfriend. Or did she manipulate that? I don't know, we'll talk about it. These three have so many intertwining stories, and spoilers in 3, 2, 1, the story is told in a non-linear fashion, aka flashbacks, but I'll give you the bare bones. Art and Patrick are teammates, but they're seemingly brothers. Patrick has a crush on Tashi. They have a 3-way makeout session where Tashi somehow, and she enjoys this, manipulating the situation to where Patrick and Art end up making out with each other. I think she kind of gets off on controlling people, at least in that capacity. Patrick ends up beating Art in a 1-versus-1 game. Patrick and Tashi then spark a relationship. Art and Tashi are both going to the same school, while Patrick tries to coast on his talent to win on the actual circuit, being a pro. The couple get into a fight, and Patrick isn't there when she gets injured. Sometime later, Art asks Tashi to be his coach, and the relationship is born again. Fast forward to 2019, and Art is on the cusp of a Grand Slam, but he has yet to win the US Open. Tashi is living vicariously through Art as she pushes him to be the best. That storyline never really works, unless, you're Tiger Woods' dad, or the Williams sisters' dad, but not Bronny James' dad. That's mean. Meanwhile, Patrick is homeless and living off prize money when he finds out both he and Art are in the same tournament, and thus a collision course is set. Art versus Patrick. With a few extra story beats to throw in there. Art says he will retire at the end of the season whether he wins the US Open or not. Tashi asks Patrick to throw the game, and he says he will, and he and Tashi end up having relations. It's also heavily implied that Art knows about their one-night stand, their one-night affair, but Patrick ends up confirming it on the court. Art asks Tashi will she still love him, but he doesn't believe her, and honestly, neither do I. This all culminates in an ending that has us all trying to figure out who won. Just my personal input, this could have been avoided if they had been a throuple, I'm just saying. Challengers has a great story, great acting, and plenty of delicious tea. This is going to be an 8 out of 10 for me, and that's because typically I hate films like this, but it was so good and enthralling. But what did you think? Go and let us know down below. We'd really appreciate it, and we'll catch you all next time. We'll see everybody.